Imagine going for a walk or a run on a beautiful morning because you enjoy exercise and plan to start 2025 on a positive note. But then, you end up encountering a guy who is lurking only to later try to do something terrible to you. Well, don't rush, because this could actually happen to you. And yes, I know it sounds unpleasant, but this is actually what happened to this girl. The craziest part is that it was fully captured by security cameras. Every step and every action this man took to commit this horrific act was filmed and almost perfectly condemned. So, if you are interested, let's begin with this story. What's curious about this type of story is where the victims, haunted by these abominations of society, were or are located. In this case, it all starts in a city in the United States. Call it Athens, located in the state of Georgia, where a 22-year-old girl named Laken Riley was studying nursing at the Augusta University, and at first glance, we can see why she chose that career. Riley, beyond being the protagonist of this tragic story straight out of a horror movie for her family and friends who loved her, was a girl who enjoyed spending time with her family. She loved smiling in pictures and seemed like someone who shined next to the people she loved. Until one day, all her dreams of helping people with her profession and sharing more moments with her family simply vanished. Riley was also a girl who loved running. As we saw in the introduction of the video, she loved practicing in charity marathons, and by her own decision, she thought it was a good idea to live in a sorority with her friends on the university campus. For those who don't know, a fraternity campus is a space where communities with shared goals, whether religious or of any other type, come together to share knowledge, efforts, and friendship. Well, everything was going well until one morning, Riley had a clinical rotation shift. So she decided to go for a run. Like any other morning, she put on her headphones and focused solely on staying on her path, without bothering or doing anything to anyone. It was then that we can see him, the man caught by the security cameras, watching Riley, his victim, just a few meters away. Just a few meters from him was the life of a friend, a daughter, a sister, and maybe the future wife of someone. Then, suddenly, without caring for anything, the carnal and animal spirit of that 26-year-old man emerged from within him to devour and feed the beast, to satisfy it and fulfill his most primitive desires. But unfortunately for him, he was unable to accomplish his goal. Laken Riley was leaving the room she shared with her friends to go for a run, but by the twist of fate, that day she planned something different than usual. She wanted to change her destiny and her path, but unfortunately that decision would cost her her life. Riley was caught by the security cameras running along a route that veered off the open path and led to a trail near a lake that looped back around. This was where Jose Ibarra, who had been scheming his wicked plan, found the perfect moment to take advantage of his victim's physical disadvantages. Riley was completely alone on her path, defenseless and at a physical disadvantage. It was then that Jose Ibarra appeared behind her to grab her and feed the beast he hid within himself. Riley, of course, wasn't going to give in to him, nor was she going to let the carnal desires of that man be satisfied. So she fought like the warrior she was in life. She grabbed a rock and managed to hit the man, knocking him down. In that moment, she took out her phone to call 911.
Clark County 911. Hello, this is Clark County 911. Hello, Clark County 911. Can anyone hear me?
But just when it seemed like there was hope, Jose Ibarra got back up with more strength, trying to restrain her and prevent her from speaking during the call. She somehow managed to free herself from the clutches of her predator and tried calling 911 again. However, as she turned around, a rock thrown by Jose Ibarra struck her head, causing a traumatic brain injury that quickly ended her life. Her dreams and desires were extinguished in the blink of an eye. How fair can life be, given us the opportunity to coexist within it? But how unfair can it be to take everything from us without asking? Hours had passed since her disappearance, so her roommates and friends, worried about the situations, decided to search for her. By chance, they discovered that Riley's phone had location sharing enabled since 9:11 a.m. in real time. However, when they arrived at the location, they only found her headphones. Police didn't take long to arrive. When they did, they found Riley's lifeless body in the lake. What was most shocking about this event was how the officer who found her, after managing to pull her out of the lake, began performing CPR on her. The officer you see on the screen was the one who attempted to save Laken's life, unaware that she had been dead for hours.
Oh shit. To the university, I found her. Ma'am. Oh. I need EMS immediately to the location where the phone pings. Ma'am. She's down, she's not breathing. Potentially been attacked. Starting CPR now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm not getting any pulse. She's stiff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's what you was at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Take over. Looks like blunt force trauma to the head. Her shirt has been removed above her breast. Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. Far side, if you look at the ping, we're exactly where that phone was pinging at. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This shocking event was captured by the officer's camera and presented as evidence in the trial, along with the agent's testimony. All of this while, evidently, Jose Ibarra watched the consequences of what he had caused. This case is not the first, nor will it be the last. But it does mark the end of a chapter in the life of a girl with a bright future and talent, who made decisions that led her to be near this person. After the incident, a series of investigations took place in which, of course, it became clear that Jose Ibarra wasn't very intelligent in covering his tracks, leaving plenty of loose ends during the search for his victim. To begin with, the headphones were a key piece of evidence that revealed where she was, and most importantly, what led to his capture was when he discarded the clothes he wore the day of the crime. The police found these garments thanks to a security camera that recorded him throwing the evidence near his house. In doing so, he tried to erase the stain of his actions, attempting to eliminate forever the history of the atrocious crimes he had committed.
And now I guess the defense will have you believe he just threw away that jacket right at this moment just because he just didn't want it anymore. That's not reasonable. He threw away that jacket because he knew exactly what was on it. He knew it was his blood, he knew it was her blood, and he knew he had to get rid of it. And he also knew that he had to get rid of his gloves, and so what he does further on in this frame is you can see him take them out of his pocket and throw it in the bushes. And on those gloves is Laken Riley's blood. He threw away the gloves because he knew what he had done. He knew her DNA or her blood would be on that, and he got rid of it. That is what we call consciousness of guilt in our business.
The next day, the police went to look for Jose to take him out of his house and begin interrogating him. When they arrived, Jose Ibarra was sleeping without any remorse in his bed, not caring the slightest about what he had done. The police, after taking him out of his room, decided to interrogate him and discovered that Jose had immigrated to the United States illegally through the border in 2022. Jose Ibarra not only violated the state's laws, but he also committed a much more serious crime, ending the life of a student whose profession was to help people. Laken's story serves as a reminder that the political decisions made in a country are no joke. They are not a tale that cannot determine someone's uncertain future. While they may not be able to establish it completely, they can mark it or even erase it without a way back. The decisions that led to Laken's death could have been avoided, not just by the decisions she could have made, but also by the actions of the government and the campus where she lived. From the Biden administration, which is irresponsibly left the border open so that any illegal immigrant could enter without considering the consequences, to allowing some immigrants to enter and loot the most important supermarkets in the United States, the excuse that they have no money and are immigrants, it's disgusting. Immigration is not the real problem. The real problem is the politicians who don't know how to manage it. Had it been handled differently, Laken would still be alive, enjoying more dinners with her family and friends. And well, little said about the lack of security on campus, because after the investigations, it was discovered that campus allowed Jose Ibarra to enter because they thought he was the owner of one of the apartments where the students lived. But oh surprise, Jose Ibarra was an illegal immigrant. And yes, mistakes exist, of course, we all make them. But because of such a tiny mistake, Laken Riley is no longer in this world and became a victim of this man. After various investigations, interrogations, and verdicts, everything pointed to the fact that it was true. Laken was murdered by the immigrant Jose Ibarra, 26 years old, and was sentenced to 10 different charges. Yes, this is how the story ends. Jose Ibarra was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And my question is, why? Why was the judge's or prosecutor's solution? Why was a person who from the moment he set foot in the United States was breaking the law by crossing the border and later looking for victims to hunt, allowed to live out his life in prison? Why should American American citizens pay to house someone for life who ended a girl's life because she didn't let him rape her. Is it really that hard to create a system that attempts to rehabilitate people with this kind of mental illness? Keeping these individuals alive throughout their entire lives locked away without contributing to society, and if by some twist of fate they ever get out, something that is practically impossible in the United States compared to other countries in Latin America, if they ever do get out, it would only be to cause chaos in the streets. This situation with American justice really saddens me. A country so prosperous and productive would rather avoid the headache and either end their lives or lock them away forever instead of trying to fix their issues. But no, the United States preferred to have an entire country moving hundreds of billions of dollars in taxpayer money only for it to be used to fund future wars or sentence psychopaths to life in prison. I don't know what you all think. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for your support on all videos. I know we're an extremely small community, but I'm sure that little by little we will grow and share our opinions in this trusted corner of my channel.